Stablecoins are often dismissed as a side tool inside crypto, useful for parking funds between trades and little more. That reading is already outdated. Stablecoins now sit at the intersection of crypto markets, cross-border transfers, dollar liquidity, and emerging digital payment rails. They are not flashy in the way Bitcoin is, and they do not carry the ideological drama of decentralization debates. But that is exactly why they matter. The infrastructure that quietly wins is often the infrastructure people stop noticing. Stablecoins are becoming important not because they are exciting, but because they are turning into plumbing. The structural role of stablecoins began inside crypto trading itself. Exchanges needed a dollar-like unit that could move quickly between venues without relying on the banking system every time traders repositioned. Stablecoins solved that problem by creating transferable digital dollars that could settle around the clock. But once that rail existed, its use naturally widened. A tool first built for crypto market liquidity started becoming useful for remittances, offshore dollar access, treasury management, on-chain lending, and digital commerce. That is the anchor people miss. Stablecoins did not stay in their original lane. They started as market instruments and evolved into settlement infrastructure. That leads to the core thesis. Stablecoins quietly became financial infrastructure because they solve a real settlement problem better than much of the legacy stack. They move dollars faster, more continuously, and across more fragmented environments than traditional rails were designed to handle. In practice, they extend dollar functionality into places where bank access is slow, costly, constrained, or unavailable. That means stablecoins are not just crypto tools anymore. They are becoming part of the way digital finance moves value, manages liquidity, and exports dollar utility outside conventional banking hours and borders. The mechanism is simpler than the narrative around it. A stablecoin issuer creates a token linked to the dollar. That token circulates on digital networks where users, platforms, funds, and applications can transfer it almost instantly. Because it is tokenized, it can settle inside trading systems, wallets, apps, or on-chain protocols without waiting for bank wires, clearing windows, or geographic frictions. That makes stablecoins useful for exchange collateral, market making, payments, treasury movement, and programmable financial flows. In effect, they allow a dollar-denominated unit to behave more like internet-native infrastructure than like a bank ledger entry waiting in line. That does not mean stablecoins are frictionless or risk-free. They carry issuer risk, regulatory pressure, reserve quality questions, and dependence on the broader dollar system they appear to bypass. Some will fail. Some will be forced into stricter compliance molds. Some use cases will remain better served by banks and traditional payment networks. So the point is not that stablecoins replace every part of finance. The point is that they fill enough gaps, in enough important places, that they have already crossed from speculative accessory into meaningful infrastructure. The right lens is not replacement. It is functional takeover of specific settlement jobs. You can see the actor map clearly. Traders use stablecoins as the working capital of crypto markets. Exchanges depend on them for liquidity and collateral movement. Funds use them to reposition without waiting on the banking calendar. Businesses in weaker currency regions use them to access dollar exposure. Payment firms experiment with them for faster cross-border settlement. On-chain applications use them as the baseline unit for lending, borrowing, and settlement. Even people who have never opened a bank account in dollars can interact with dollar-denominated value through a stablecoin wallet. Different actors use them for different reasons, but the common thread is the same. They solve movement of value where the old rails are too slow, too local, or too rigid. If that pattern continues, stablecoins may become one of the most important hidden layers in the future of finance. Not because they replace national currencies, but because they become the connective tissue between banking, crypto, applications, and global payments. That would extend the reach of the dollar even further while also reshaping how settlement competes. The future may include bank-issued stable value, private stablecoin issuers, tokenized deposits, and state-backed digital currencies all competing for the same role. But the key shift is already visible. Money is starting to move like software, and stablecoins are one of the clearest early examples of that transition. So stablecoins matter because they reveal what financial infrastructure looks like when it escapes the constraints of legacy settlement design.